Hello, greetings to you all. As you know, my name is Jesus Israel. I'm the beloved son of a living God. But today I want to share a story with you. The resurrection and the truth of the Son Christ Jesus resurrected in this temple in the year of 2000. In the year 2000, the voice of a living God spoke in this temple. The voice of a living God said, "This temple belongs to the Lord." So all the spirits that were currently dwelling in this temple before God had spoken realized that there was going to be a transformation done in this temple. So God spoke that this temple belonged to the Lord, and this temple got to be prepared for the Lord's return. So Christ Jesus is going to resurrect in this temple no matter what nobody said. And being that I resurrected in this temple, let me tell you a story about what happened in this temple in the year of 94, all right? When this temple saved the life of Jay-Z, Sean Carter, the god named Hova. Let me tell you how this temple saved his life. But before I share that information with you, let me just tell you, I gotta fill you in on a few things. Before I was resurrected in this temple in the year 2000, like I said, there was a spirit named Gary Saunders that occupied this temple. Gary Saunders was a hustler. He was a hustler born in the streets of Queens, New York. And in the Queens, New York, he used to hustle to make money. He always had money. He was always looking good. He always had some type of wheels under his feet, whether it was a motorcycle, cars. He always had something fancy to ride and drive in. Okay, he was riding elite scooters before elite scooters made by Honda was really known to black men. Like Gary Saunders was rocking elite scooters back in '85. Okay, so let me just tell you a story of what happened in '94. Okay, I'm gonna fill you in on a little history on what motivated this situation to happen, because Gary Saunders wouldn't ordinarily be in this position because, like I said, he was just a young hustler in Queens, New York. And this is before the resurrection of Christ Jesus manifested in his temple. So this is just a story about what happened on the dark side when he was in the darkness of the world, where the majority of young black men are in. We're in the darkness of the world. But Christ Jesus, now I'm in heaven on earth. So let me tell you what happened in the darkness of the world. Check this out. Gary Saunders was a hustler, right? So in the year of 89, in Queens, New York, a police officer by the name of Edward Burns, he got murdered in Southside Queens, right? He got murdered in Southside Queens. It brought a lot of heat to Queens, New York. It brought a lot of heat to the hustlers. The hustlers in Southside Queens, they was totally demolished. They was totally, dissected, because this was something that was real serious to the government. So even though I was in the north side of Queens, I was like in the St. Albans area, I still got the wave of the heat that was coming from the south side. So as the guards got the heat in the east or the north side of Queens that was coming from the south side, we had to make moves. We had to make moves to survive, because the police officers were coming from the south side and pulling over everybody. And when they would pull over everybody, they were searching for guns and drugs. They would do illegal searches. So you was caught up in the wave of something. It was like the war on drugs. So the hustlers in Queens, we no longer could really make money, because whether you was behind the scenes and you only came outside when somebody had $500, or you was a dude standing on the corner, the police officers would come through and stop everybody. Everything that was in motion had to stop and get searched. So even if you was a dude standing on the corner, they were throwing you against the wall, searching your pockets, finding marijuana, finding, illegal drugs, finding guns, finding weapons, and you would get locked up. You had a warrant or anything, dudes was getting locked up, and it was happening at a rapid pace. And a lot of dudes was getting locked up at one time back in like '89 in Queens, New York. So this dude Gary Saunders this is the dude, the temple that Christ Jesus is in now. But this dude, he was in Queens, New York. He meet up with 10 other guards that's going through the same situation where everybody's getting pulled over, a lot of dudes getting arrested. And like 10 dudes left that are elite hustlers in Queens. We decide, yo, listen, while it's hot in Queens, New York, we're going to go to Virginia, right? We're going to go down south. We're going to continue to hustle down south and get our money. So we go out of town, right? And the 10 dudes that I'm with, they go on the north side of Virginia. But Gary, he continues to go down south. He goes to the south side of Virginia. He don't want to be around these ruthless dudes that's from New York, because Gary was a hustler. He was only interested in getting money, looking good, driving fancy cars, and getting girls, right? That was his only goal at the time. Was looking good, wearing nice clothes, driving fancy cars, and going out taking girls on dates and enjoying, quality time with young ladies. So he's not interested in carrying guns and being a hustler and murdering. That's not his thing. He's a spiritual being. So he leaves these dudes in the south. He goes to the north. So as time goes on, things are good. They hustling. They're getting a lot of money. Money's coming in real fast, right? They're quadrupling what they were getting in Queens, New York. Like now they like really official hustlers, right? Well, they're really getting dough. So Gary one day decides, listen, I'm going to go back to Queens and just see how the fellas around in Queens are doing, because we only left because, it was hot. So I come back to Queens to show off.